Hey guys, and welcome back to Haunted Man Cave, the series where I tell you some of the most haunted places in the world. Today, you're stuck with me and the black screen just talking. My brother's on the PS4 right now. I can't go to the studio. So you're just stuck with me and this black screen. And here we're gonna do the 5 most haunted places in Colorado. So here we go. Here are the top 5 haunted places not in Denver, Colorado. So here we go. Starting with number 5, Denver International Airport. DEN in Denver took 10 years to build, opening to the public in 1995. With an area of 140 square kilometers, it is the largest airport in North America and the second largest in the world. The airport was built over what used to be an Indian burial ground. At the airport, people have reported shadow figures moving about the main terminal, full-bodied apparitions dressed in clothing from the 80s and the 90s, and orbs showing up in photos. The artwork throughout the airport is widely considered disturbing, including depictions of children in turmoil, Masonic symbols, and gargoyles overlooking it all. The most famous piece of artwork at DEN is the statue of a blue Mustang dubbed Blucifer. This statue is often known to be cursed, as when it was being constructed, the statue fell over on the creator's leg, eventually severing an artery, resulting in his death. The horse was then created and installed in the airport in 2008. Many have reported standing beside the horse. The statue has been reported making people sick when they stand next to him. Be sure not to get too close to this blue horse, or you might suffer the same fate as its creator. Number 4, the Molly Brown House. The Molly Brown House in Denver was built in 1887. Molly Brown was one of many passengers on board the sinking RMS Titanic, becoming one of the many survivors. When Molly died in 1932, her home was split into 12 separate apartments. In 1958, the house was run as a gentleman's boarding house before being leased to the city to serve as a home for wayward girls. In 1970, the house was purchased and restored to its former glory. It is now operated as a museum. There are several entities said to haunt the Molly Brown house, including both Molly herself and her husband, JJ. It is said that their daughter, Catherine, is also still around. She died young due to disease, and now the blinds in her room go up and down on their own. There are at least 6 other spirits in the building, and a number that seem to come and go, much as Molly's many guests would have done while she was alive. Number 3, the University of Colorado. The University of Colorado in Boulder was founded in 1876 and is haunted by many apparitions. In Mackey Auditorium, a woman who was murdered appears to young college students who venture there alone, and with her comes the sound of a ghostly organ. In the dorm rooms, the spirits of several college students who committed suicide like to show up in mirrors and pop over beds at night. Lastly, the apparition known as the Man in Brown is said to show up all over campus and has even been linked to several murders. Number 2, Cripple Creek, Colorado. The city of Cripple Creek was founded in 1892 and gives a whole new meaning to the term ghost town. The Hotel St. Nicholas was originally built in 1898 as a hospital for prospectors and their families. Over the years, it was expanded and started caring for the mentally ill patients. It was closed down when the population started to dwindle as the gold rush came to an end. It has since been converted into a hotel, and room 11 in particular is extremely haunted. In fact, visiting paranormal fans often request this room as when they stay at the hotel. One witness account from two women who checked into the room describes how they slept with the television on since they were so uncomfortable in the dark room. One of the ladies felt something sit on the end of her bed by her feet but could not see anything. However, the following morning, her friend said that she had awoken to see the shadow in that exact spot but hadn't said anything as she thought it was just her eyes playing tricks on her. Another spooky hotel in Cripple Creek is the Palace Hotel, where a lady in a nightgown is often seen walking around the halls carrying another nightgown. Then there's the Imperial Hotel, which is said to be haunted by George Long, who used to run the hotel. He was apparently murdered by his disabled daughter in revenge for him keeping her locked in her room. She hit him with an iron skillet and he fell down the stairs to the basement, which is now the hotel's Red Rooster Bar. His presence is felt in the hotel, and the security guards have reported hearing him playing the slot machines at night. Number 1. The Stanley Hotel. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park was built in 1909 and needs no introduction. The hotel was the inspiration for the Overlook Hotel in Stephen King's The Shining, a story about the Torrance family and their acceptance as caretakers to a haunted hotel. Ironically, the hotel is actually very haunted. Guests and staff alike have experienced the many examples of paranormal activity that occur within the hotel. There are many spirits here, but the two most active seem to be the former owner F.O. Stanley, and his wife, Flora. It is said that even in death, Flora enjoys sitting in the ballroom playing her piano. Incidentally, this was a gift from her husband in celebration of the hotel's grand opening, and it still has pride of place in the ballroom. Some have witnessed the keys moving on their own, while others have actually seen Flora sitting at the piano. Room 418 is one of the paranormal hotspots in the hotel, and it is a hive of paranormal activity. This is the room in which Stephen King stayed, and he is one of the many guests who say that they have seen and heard children playing here in the dead of night, either inside the room or just outside the door. Another room with a reputation for strange occurrences is room 407. There is a spirit here who loves flickering lights and on and off, and there have been reports of a face in the window seen by people outside looking at the room. Throughout the hotel, there are reports of footsteps, disembodied voices, and other strange, unexplained sounds, especially up on the 4th floor. In fact, the hotel even runs its own ghost tours regularly for guests staying at the hotel. With the severity of hauntings around the premises, it is no wonder why I chose the Stanley Hotel as my pick for the most haunted place in Colorado.